Hello everybody, welcome to the official cast of the Blood Bowl 3 2025 World Championship Round 3 play-in phase match between Dialion and MadJake. Both of these guys have won one, lost one. This is the final match before the group stages. We've got Dialion is from Hungary, qualified through official ladder Season 9. MadJake is from Germany and he's the first Arena Finals champion from Season 8, so there we go. Presumably Dialion won the toss, chose to receive. He's got Sons, 2 guards, 3 blocks and a wrestle. So I quite like his build. I prefer 1 block, 1 guard for the blockers. But only 12 players and 3 reels and an apple. Oh! He's gone the extra thrower. Okay, I do not like his build. Do not like his build. He's gone an extra thrower. He could have had an extra player. Okay, do not like that. He's got like he's got a coach and a cheerleader instead of an extra reserve. So yeah, not a fan of his build or his setup. So there we go. But that's Dialion's, and he's 1-1. And then MadJake is also 1-1. He lost the Nurgle, didn't he? And he's got the Christopher B. Dark Elf build. 11 players, 3 rerolls Apo, 4 Blodge Blitzers, a Rodge Witch Elf, and a Dodge Assassin. Assassin might be quite good versus Zons. So there we go. It's too annoying, Christopher B. I'm sorry, but I have to connect every time to my chat here. So annoying. There we go. More Cup. You can get a World Championship ticket through that. Maybe a direct, maybe not. We don't know yet. I don't know how many zones we're in and how well they've done qualifying. We need Breaky T to do more breakdowns of stats. I'm sure he did for the World Championship last year. So I'm sure he did a bunch of things last year, so because Sazasti, some of us have got morals and decided not to exploit these poor little stunty coaches and only enter a league that we played in beforehand. It's funny though, isn't it? It is funny though, because there's like the 2 ways of looking at it, isn't there? You know, like some people just joined every qualifier they could. Some people joined what they thought were the weakest ones, and then some people just joined what they thought was kind of fair. But I mean, that's the beauty of the qualification process, I guess. You can choose yourself how you want to try and qualify. There's official competitions with a ladder and stuff, and then there's lots and lots and lots of private leagues. And some of the private leagues can be some of the qualifiers did, some didn't. we can see from the people who qualified for the play-ins, some of them were obviously lower quality than others, but that's fair enough, isn't it? I mean, I guess the idea of this tournament is inclusiveness in some regard, and then that happened. MadJake gets the follow-up hits here. Does he make it a 3 dice? The problem is if he makes it a 3 dice, he doesn't get another 2 dice on it, but it is with block. So that's probably what he's thinking now, is does he... So now what he can do is he can do a 2D, and if he doesn't get the POW, he could have made that a 3D, which I think that was the best idea, so I like that. Subtle move there from MadJake, but that's the explanation, I believe, of going there, is if he gets the push here, he would have followed, and then put in another assist and made it a 3D. But this, this means he didn't have to put the commitment in and everything. And look at that, the extra block is rewarded with a removal. I think MadJake is the favourite to win this match even before he made that, so Now that cements his position as favourite. Well, you can work it out yourself, Jomini. You can watch my casts for a more balanced take, or you could watch Artemis's casts and see who he calls the absolute worst player who's ever seen Blood Bowl, and then you can probably work out that that league is a good one to enter. If they let you, so, some were closed, right? Some were closed. Some were closed entries, and some like started in like in November and then were publicised in December when you already couldn't enter them. So there was that as well, actually. MadJake is the reigning arena finals champion. Yeah, the inaugural and reigning defending. Well, he's not defending, and he's already out of. I'm pretty sure. Foul. Fails a foul. Another one sent off. Argue the call fails. And now MadJake has just become a massive favourite. And now he's going to think about switching gears from defending to turning over and scoring. Not immediately, but that's already a mental shift now, right? For him now, he's no longer trying to stop this. He's no longer trying to stop the score. It's not over. But he's no longer trying to stop the score. In his head, he's already stopped the score. And he's just trying to get the turnover now. Or, rather, that should be the case. Some people, surprisingly, don't push as hard for wins in this situation as they should. But that's what it should be. Again, gets the follow-up hits. Very nice. Makes the same formation again. $3D will make him a bit weak. So honestly, maybe he shouldn't have done that, but he can shuffle everything across one. Yeah. If he shuffles everybody across one, he should be alright, actually. Oh, everyone should have gone over. I'm pretty sure this one should be here, and this one should be here or something. But, you know, fair enough. I guess it doesn't really... because there's a gaping hole possible here, isn't there? This is the problem. Yeah, so now he does a safe move. I still think the witch here would be better, right? More central. I guess not, because he's got 5 over there and he's got 4 over here. So it doesn't have to be. But there's not a gate dodge. If I was thinking this was a gate dodge, but it's not. So actually over there it'd be worse, wouldn't it? Because then he could blitz this guy and then gate dodge. So this was actually better. It could have been here though. So this square would have been worse. This square would have been better, I think. Yeah, I think this square is better. Much better, actually. But that actually would have been worse. It would have looked better, but would have been worse. Interesting, eh? Super interesting. I like how, by the way, other people are being way more elitist than me. Now, in the rule set feedback channel in Euroball, now people are being way more elitist than me, which is funny. Anyway. Yes, Chrissy B, yeah, a little bit. So there we go, no breakthrough. But of course, I don't know, because they use longer words, they're fine. I just don't know. I don't know why. I don't know why everything I say is terrible and everything everybody else says is fine. But, you know, that's just the way it is. Let's just make it so us good players don't have to play that, because probably all of the German players and Italy players think they're probably better and they were gypped somehow, and then say with England somehow. It's just weird. Like, sorry if you're not that much better than Ireland, you've still got to beat them, right? Like, it is what it is. Hello, Steve. Wales wouldn't have even been let into their little club and finished second, right? Crazy. Literally talking Super League in like literally the football Super League is what they're talking about. Yeah, it's all about ego protection. Like 99% of Blood Bowl talk is ego protection. It's so weird. It's really super weird. So it's nice that he's got the hit here on the Jaguar Warrior blocker, and it's actually okay to leave it in contact, isn't it, afterwards? Ooh, so I think he should have followed the outside edge, because he can cover the interior one with a 2+ dodge. Now he can't cover the outside edge. Interesting. A bit mad from MadJake. Okay, but he can just roll extra 2s to cover it. But it's still not really covered, is it? So, like, now there's a breakaway, and they just shouldn't have been there. I'm sure that this assassin should have been there. And this guy should have been here. Interesting. Made a rush there as well to get a better tag. I mean, he's really making him go here, isn't he? So maybe he views this as trap space. Because he's really trying to make him go there, right? He's left the guy to blitz. And he's tagging from that direction so he can't get hit easily. So he's really trying to force him up here, maybe. Maybe he views it as trap space. Turn 4, so he doesn't have to go up there anyway. But also, I think it kind of ceases to be trap space when it's the best thing you can do. See, that's the problem. When it's literally the best thing you can do, I find it hard to call it trap space. Full power. Yeah, it's a dodge. 1, 2. But you... Wait. He's just going to block and hit and run to here. I would have gone for the dodge. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Rush, rush. Rush, rush. And then jam everything up here. Maybe not. Maybe this was more sensible. And then just get something up here. Interesting. Well, now he's 11 versus 7, so it's already paid off for him, hasn't it? Because 2 of them have gone walkabout. Two Amazons have gone on a vacation to Narnia. So he can just keep basing the ball now, right? He's just going to base the ball every turn. 1,000,000%. Either forcing the blitz or a 1 in 9. At this point, like pinning your opponent in their half of the field, like dictating their blitz is quite good. He's not doing it. Wow, okay, I actually hate this from MadJake. Hate's a strong word. Normally only justified for people who insert your own punchline here so I don't offend anybody. But in this case, I really like just blitzing the cage corner, just basing the ball every single turn. I think if you do that and you're dictating the blitz, okay, well, he blitzed this into the stab and killed it. So it was a brilliant play. Absolutely brilliant play from MadJake. Apo fails. Wonderful, perfect play from MadJake. He did get the follow-up blocks. He did get the follow, and follow-up blocks are great, right? And he has really been really good for getting the follow-up blocks this game so far. MadJake, he has really pushed the extra blocks, played very well. But I think now is the time. Again, if you're getting the turnover, right? For getting the turnover, I want to be pushing the pain. I want 2 assists here. I want to 2-dice this guy. I don't want to take a chance to kill my own guy and no chance to kill his. I want to be making this a 2-dice block, and I want to be blitzing this one. I want to be pushing him, and I want to end this half 1-0 up. He's still got time to do that, but he's got less time now. A 1 in 9 is definitely not an auto fail. I mean, he's got a super strong screen, sure, but also the Zons have got hit and run, so they can score pretty easily. They don't need to get very far into the opponent's side of the pitch, and they've got hit and run shenanigans that can get them a touchdown. So I just think heavy pressure was better than this. We'll see though. We'll see. Less open when you stand in the square you would like to be pushing him to. If he'd assisted from here, he could have pushed him to there and then walked through this gap. But instead, he's occupied the desirable push space, so cannot walk through the gap. So you could say that wasn't good from Dialion. Rough Scooter, rough. So he's getting nowhere this turn. But like, that's kind of a win for him, right? Like, nothing bad's happened to him. Whereas if he was assaulted on all sides by elves, then there's a good chance he 1 in 9's a dodge or something, and then the elves get the ball and win. So I just feel like that was a perfect opportunity to pressure the cage there. But you know, it worked out. He got a kill. Safe moves last. Classic. A staple of Blood Bowl at any level is safe moves last. Some say they should be made first, but you know, everyone's the same. I'm not insulting Dialion. Everyone's the same. You can watch Super League games, and every game people will make safe moves last. So it looks like I was wrong about MadJake switching gears, pushing for the 1-0. He's apparently decided not to do that. Weird, eh? I think this was the wrong play from MadJake. I think he had to push harder for the turnover. Which is funny, because when he was playing the Nurgle, I thought he was too aggressive and thought he should have played more passively. Now I think he's playing too passively, right? Because he's up against a strength 3 team that's down a lot of players. I feel like now he should be basing everybody and giving himself a chance to get unlucky. Interesting. Interesting that both times he's done the opposite of what I thought. But, and you know, they're completely different take in each one. I'm just looking for a pass play now, probably, from these zones, which is rough, isn't it? Oh. Jesus, Yoda. There was just a yawn. Oh my god, he just removed his own blocker. Oh god. See, now I think it's too late to push for the win from MadJake. Like, maybe it's not, but now it's like, now you've got to go. If you want the turnover now, you have to go more pressure, right? If you see what I mean, let's say pressure, cover, you've got to go like 9-1 now. Whereas you could have just gone like 6-4 for like 3 or 4 turns, so you wouldn't have been risking as much. Now I think if you want the score, you've got to go a bit more, you know, even more aggressive. I don't think he's going to try and turn over, which I just think is wrong, right? I think after the first few removals, I think it was correct to push for the turnover score. I do think this is incorrect. Like, obviously he's going to defend the score. There's still going to be a chance, like, Dialion will still be able to roll some dice, so maybe he won't score MadJake, but sorry, maybe Dialion, like, maybe he won't defend, but, you know, he almost certainly will defend. Quad skulls open here, right? Like, if he quad skulled there, you get scored on. So, you know, he gave a chance there. I get that he wanted this guy, but this guy could have just gone there first, right? And he actually could have just stood this guy up or something. But that blitz means that this guy's out of position anyway, so if he snakes this, he's in trouble. Doesn't. See, so there could have been a score there, to be fair for Dialion, right? If that's a snake, he can blitz up and he can push through a little bit. Might have scored, but now it's, I mean, it is really hard. Oh, well, there we go. He's going to have to roll a load of 3s here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Rush, rush. Oh, wow. Okay, he's really going... Okay, I think that's wrong. Because you're movement 9, right? You're essentially movement 10 with a blitzer. Because you can blitz forward. Oh no, GCB has made the mistake of saying online is better than tabletop. Uh-oh. He's about to be despised. This guy had to come forward as well, secondary scoring threat, right? Don't know where he was, but he had to come forward. Isn't it much better if the ball's here, just quietly? The ball could have been here, then it would have been protected by a guard. And this, I'm sure, could have gone somewhere. Like maybe he's here. And then he'd still be in range. That's the square. The wrestler had to get to here. Had to get to here. Then he's stopping him, stuff coming around there as well. Yeah, so the wrestler had to get there. No matter what he had to roll, he had to try and get there. You know, if he does it at the end, so be it. But the wrestler had to get there. And the ball had to be here, I think. And then it's a lot harder to run around and get the 2D on him. But I mean, as it is, it's an instant 2D on him. It's not giving MadJake an opening to counter score though, because he's not Pro Elves or Wood Elves, right? So like, I mean, he might have a chance to counter score, but not a very good one. Not a very good chance to counter score. Certainly not as good as if he had a thrower and a catcher and movement. And he might still get scored on. Obviously he's going to go on with a Witch Elf here, isn't he? So he's going to have Wrestle on the hit. Is he going to have to do a dodge first? 3, 4, 5... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. No, he doesn't have to do a dodge. Alright, now I'm bamboozled. Oh, he wants to push him back. He wants to push him back into the stabber. Okay, well this is a bit greedy, but I mean I like it in the terms of he had the backup plan if he got pushes into pushes, but it did make him do a 1 in 36 first. But that small bit of risk did give him the extra out of stabber. Like, so if he just got a push, he'd have pushed the blocker to here, and then he would have pushed the ball to here, then stabbed the ball. This one is in range, so. But look! Wouldn't it be better if this Piranha Warrior was here? He could just have a chance to score. Not a decent chance, but he would have. No, it wasn't a fail to stab. It was also to get the second chance at popping the ball, wasn't it? Or like third chance, right? He'd had 2 dice with wrestle, then another 2 dice with wrestle. Well, 4 dice with wrestle, and then the stab attempt afterwards. So it wasn't just stabbing the blocker afterwards, but that was obviously the upshot if he got the power that he did. And he stops the score, which, you know, I mean, he played it great. He did play it great, right? Great half from MadJake. But all he's probably got is the stop. Yeah, all he's got is the stop. And I feel like the opening look of the Kaz and the send-off was enough for him to switch gears and push for the 1-0. But, you know, he'll still obviously be very happy. He did play it great as well. I just think he could have been He could have been greedier, if you like. Oh, glorious greed there. Pout fish, because you can't do anything else. Yeah, well, I mean, riskier, like, I think this turn, for this turn, the way he's played the half, he has to play it this way. But, I think it was probably right as well to do that dodge, to give him the extra stab insurance. Probably. Maybe not, though. A 3% to just fail is pretty bad, isn't it? So maybe he shouldn't have gone for the stab as well, but who knows? Who knows? And then he was also like he had the shadowing in contact as well, didn't he? If he didn't power it, so like there was lots of redundancies built in doing that, but it just did add the 1 in 36 dodge, didn't it? Whoa, hello Goliath. That dodge would have had. Oh yeah, I guess he must have done. That dodge would have like Artemis screaming out of his chair, wouldn't it? What the F is he doing and stuff. But if it had failed, right? If he had just snaked that dodge, he would have got screamed at. But it did add an extra element of defense. That could be correct. Oh my god, Jaguar Warrior is out. He's got 9 players versus a full 11. So, you know, it's it's hard to argue that MadJake not scoring is gonna bite him in the ass. So, you know, maybe he had the absolute correct strategy of just locking down the 0-0 half. But again, I just still, you know, of course, it's better if you're 1-0 up, right? It's obviously better if you're 1-0 up. No matter how easy the half is, even if there were like 3 Amazons on the LOS, it's still easier if you're already 1-0 up. So I would have liked it, but you know, fair enough. It was a fair enough decision to make, to play it safe. I'm not saying I'm definitely right and he's definitely wrong. Orc versus Zon game. Oh god, yeah. The big thing was, see bros, that the Orcs had the ball 5 squares away from the end zone. All they had to do was blitz for a push and then score. And they rolled a POW, but they had blocked, not blitzed. So they drew and then lost in overtime. Nice anti-blitz setup from MadJake. Dialion absolutely bamboozled that somebody could actually set up against a blitz. What do? I don't understand. Normally people just let me walk straight past them. What's going on? Glorious anti-blitz defense. Broken RNG. Did you, Keith? That must have. Did you report the RNG to be broken? Hope you did. Broken RNG. Fierce broken. Oh my god. all the rushes. It's fair enough here actually as well, right? Like on the face of it, bad play. But on the other hand, you are losing this game, right? Like yes, it's 0-0, but you are fierce losing this game at this point in time. You've got 9 players, and you're missing a block lino and a guard Jaguar warrior blocker. So like the Jaguar blockers are like big, really really big. So you're missing like a lot of your team. Yeah, that the counter doesn't reset, Yoda. A new bug that's come into play. Would be nice if they fixed it before the finals, because it does look a bit rubbish, doesn't it? I feel like the spectatory things they should try and fix before the final weekend. Like the timer bug that has been in since launch. Might be nice to fix that, mightn't it? But who can say if it's good or bad? Makes you wonder at this point, doesn't it? That blitz was pretty good for the game at least, wasn't it? See what I mean now? All of a sudden, even though it's only 9 Amazons and only 1 blocker, all of a sudden, I bet MadJake wishes he was 1-0 up. True, Johnny. I guess that's harder to fix. Like, I think maybe they don't even know about the timer book and stuff. But I mean, I told them, so. And it, who knows. I might do a little bug report with the most important ones to fix in the next month. Because it would really be good for the casting the games if we didn't have... I mean, the biggest one is the timer bug, right? The timer bug is horrific. You're just sitting there casting a game and listening to the clock go down for the whole turn is terrible. That is legitimately terrible. So getting that fixed first would be good. Potential rush here on the second hit. Makes the rush. No point taking the both down because he has jump up. Almost missed it. No. No, Germany. No. Yeah, so he really, really does commit to stopping nonsense here. I think that's the correct play. He does have to score eventually, of course, this drive, but... Well, he doesn't actually, right? You can go to overtime. So he doesn't even have to score this drive. He just has to make sure he doesn't get conceded on. And he's obviously got plenty of time still as well. The showing the wrong dice is a new one, isn't it? Like, that would be a good one to fix. That's pretty crazy because that's a really bad one, because even a casual viewer, or especially a casual viewer, it looks like they've picked a skull when they're picking the POW, right? Like every time. Yeah, that's really big for the official cast, I think. I think that's probably the worst one because it happens quite regularly. And it's just obviously wrong to the untrained eye as well, isn't it? I think that and the timer bug are the worst ones. don't even know when it happens either. Sometimes. Okay, I like this, doing the dodges and the rushes, right? Like he's got to get lucky at this point. He's got to do these moves. Diced. Yeah, I mean, look, it's never going to be good. But it's never going to be good, but he has to do things, he has to try things. Dodge there, maybe. I don't know. Yeah, Surfer Blitzer would have done. Because it's pretty easy, wasn't it? Push it twice, push it, push it. I don't know, maybe it didn't have to. Maybe it started here, so I had to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 rush. Yeah, it probably started here and had to cut that corner. Because he needs his rerolls to like hit the ball and everything. So I think adding in a dodge over a second rush is better. You want to conserve rerolls. Like you have to play to your outs, don't you? There's no point burning all of your rerolls on rushes and then not be able to do anything if something crazy happens, like the quad skull. Blitzes the Jaguar Warrior Blitzer, gets the full pow. The problem with this is it takes a bigger commitment than blitzing up the bottom way. And he also couldn't beat off the Jaguar Warrior as well as he could have beaten off the Lino. But it doesn't matter because he gets the pow, he gets the stun. And now he's got 2 players left to make a cage, so all works out. That was a little bit greedy there from MadJake. I'm not a super fan of having this really deep safety here. I think you've got to bite the bullet and realise you're gonna, be exposed if anything happens. And just jam everything into his face and hope for the best. But 2 stuns makes that very hard. Now you actually need a reset turn. Just got to screen. Get all 3 players back in front. He's got 3 players behind, hasn't he? So if those 3 players then suddenly became in front, you'd have 7 players in front, and he could make some kind of a central shape. But now by putting these guys in, he's got no cover whatsoever. Does the Wanners, fails, cast, dead. Dead. Oh dear. The interesting thing here is... Oh no, it's not. It's errata, it's not interesting. Errata, it's not interesting. So actually, I wouldn't have even made this block. I would have Yeah, he's got. I mean, he had 3 players behind and 2 stuns, and he didn't move the 3 players in front. He had to get the 3 players in front, and regret the correct build at all here. He can stab this one. First action, stab this. Then stand him up, block him with block, and then blitz through here with block. And you don't need to go miles. Also, I'd already be 1-0 up, by the way, if I was MadJake. Just quietly. Just quietly, I'd already be 1-0 up if I was MadJake. Oh, okay, he can blitz this way. Kind of needs a knockdown now. Oh, he's blitzed up there. Okay, that was a blitz. So he got the knockdown there, and that was the blitz. I don't like this going this way so much because these blitzers do have jump up. So, not wonderfully safe yet. Yeah, no, I much prefer to go on the other side. Yeah, honestly, I've come round to this build. I think I like it the most, especially versus Zons, right? Having the extra. The stab versus Zons is pretty good. Yeah, he's remembered the blitzers, so that's good. It would have been much worse if he'd forgotten the blitzers exist, which people do, don't they? People do that. Oh, he doesn't stand this guy up. This guy could have stood up and 2+'d off, and he didn't. He wasn't stunned, right? He could have just stood up and marked this guy. Flip me. Surely he wasn't stunned. Hidden in the logo. Yeah. Oof. Oof. I bet he's kicking himself now, innit? Getting rid of that strength 4 Amazon was pretty good. Gets the jump up. Gets the full pow. Oh, did he have to not follow there? I think he had to not follow there. Right, I think the play was not follow, then block this one, and then this guy does the jump over the witch shelf and walks in and punches the ball, pows him, scatters onto him, onto him, and he's got the ball in the strength 4. Easy. Easiest touchdown of his life. Ugh, wrestled. Never mind, wouldn't have happened. It didn't do a blitz this turn, did he? Oh, was that the blitz? No, he did a jump up. I don't think he did a blitz. Well, the L's. Oh, look, he's remembered that guy now. The L's might be away this turn, eh? Just maybe. Just maybe the L's will be away this turn. Fair enough, taking a bit of time to make sure you do it all in the correct order and everything. L's getting forced in kinda. Not yet. They're just getting to move into free space. I think they're not really getting forced in. You can argue they're getting shepherded down the pitch, down the side, but also they can kick out to the centre if they want with a few dice rolls. But I mean, I think they are just going to X-Cage down here. Jesus, Christopher B. It's like guided in, isn't it, is the thing. I think maybe he didn't need to go this far, right? I think if anything, he's probably going a bit too far. Does the blitz? Only gets the push. Will he do the dodge? This is the question. Critical 1 in 36. He does and doesn't snake it. Look a dog. That was 2 dice on the ball. Instant. If he failed that. But he didn't. So it's alright. And this is why I thought he went too far, right? Like he could have had this guy back there, and then it would have been safe pretty much, right? He couldn't. He would have had to dodge off, and then 2D him without wrestle. Whereas as it was, the wrestler was just coming straight into 2D him if he snaked. So I think MadJake could have played around the snake a little bit more there. That's very nitpicky, but you know, I think at this point. Especially, again, he could have been 1-0 up, right? You're really trying to play around the snake. Like, that's... You don't want to... You don't... Like, snakes is how you lose, right? At this point, snakes is how you lose. So, the Zons are trying to make them roll snakes. Or a chance at a snake. And the elves are trying to make sure that if they do snake, it doesn't lose them the game. So... It is nitpicky, but then, you know, that's the state you get in when you're against 8 Zons and you smash Zons off the pitch. They're down 3 skills and one of their best players. So makes the dodge. Who's blitzing the Jaguar Warrior blocker? Yeah. Makes the dodge. Oh, he's going for the ball sack? Okay, I'm not sure about that. I think it's a little bit early for that. I think just blitzing the blodger would have been fine. Then you're basing everything. And like you've got no recovery here, right? The problem is even if you pow him there, you've already moved everything else. So and that was honestly, I think the Zons had a surprisingly good board state there. And that was maybe a bit too early to go for such a play. See, because look, these 4 are kind of left behind a bit, aren't they? Yeah, this one can 2+ around. But these 2, it's not easy for them to get anywhere. Not easy for this guy to get anywhere. So they were like down 3. They're down this stun guy. So like this was a turn where you could kind of reset a bit and get a bit more back in the game. But instead, I went for that dodge which failed. He's still got 3 rerolls, so actually I think what would have been better than the witch dodge there was just blocking this one and then dodging with one of these 2. I think getting rid of this guy was really good. So I think blocking with a witch elf to get him out of the way and then dodging one of these off to get the assist was better, because you could just use the reroll and the dodge. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, he could have got there. And then this one, you know, would have at least been pushed away over to there. And then you could also dodge this one around. And like, yeah, okay, you're kind of doing something here. You're kind of occupying these. Linos, but they can also just 8 out of 9 dodge off themselves. Yeah, it's stunned. You can just walk away. You can now simply walk away. Goes in again. Yeah. But I guess now, because he moved the witch down here, now he can make this surf. Can he surf the blocker? Now we're talking. Now we're talking. Let's surf the blocker. Yeah, this is good. We could walk away. We could just walk away, but we could also surf the blocker. That's fun, isn't it? Thank you, Seabros. He was trying, wasn't he? No, he wasn't. He wasn't trying to surf the blocker. He needed another player in. Oh, maybe he's just going to do it a different way. Actually, there was multiple ways. There was multiple ways to surf the blocker. Look, another reason why MadJake should have pushed to be 1-0 up at the half, because if he was 1-0 up at the half, he could have done that, couldn't he? But now he had to have less fun and just make a cage miles away from the Amazons and definitely win. But it's not as fun, Seabros, as winning and surfing the blocker. I think honestly just standing this guy and moving him into here was better first. Like, yeah, okay, he could rush and tag that or whatever, but I think just getting him up and active was fine. Then it gives you the 2D here if this is a push, and it has your standing player there in case it's a power, whatever. So I think probably just standing there first was better. Safe moves first and all that. Honestly, those cage dives were rowdy from Dialion, but he was so far behind. They were completely reasonable, weren't they? They weren't. You can see the thought process behind them. Like, it's hard to do those kind of moves, even when they're the best move. So fair play to him for trying to roll the dice and get into it. But this does look very over now. I think the first one's a little bit desperate. I think it was a bit too early, and I think he could have actually got some decent heat on. But, yeah, I disagreed, but I didn't hate it. I think that's a fair thing to say. Yeah, tabletop. Oh, you could have a weighted dice, couldn't you? Tabletop. Get out his weighted dice, roll the 6 in, we're sorted. So yeah, I mean this blocker can't even get to there, so you can just cage over here now in complete safety. No dice rolls required. Hate this. He could have quad skulled. Right? Like, there's no need. You have a free player here. You have 3 players there. Just move everything first. Just move everything first. I like that I can call for surfing a blocker one turn and then play around quad skulls the second turn. But yeah, a ton of free players. Yeah, just absolute ton of free players. Really no need. Really no need to open dice. But yes, it's insanely small chance of it failing. But there was a chance. He hasn't even got the tabletop stall, has he? Of complete wall off. I guess he can. The Witch Elf can go to there, and then he can rush to there for a complete wall. So I guess that's what he's got from doing that. He was risking the 1 in 12 9/6 to get this. Oh, no one can reach anyway. He can. Oh, but if he just filled that. Yeah, okay, now he can't. Yeah, because he's filled that. Yeah, nothing can reach anyway. Okay. Okay, he didn't need to fill the wall. Perfection from MadJake. Errata. But I still think, I'd still do honestly believe it was better to do all of that without rolling any dice. And he could have still like just done this blitz at the end, right? And he could have still got there in the end. But he could have had like those 3 players and the ball there first without rolling any dice. So I just think that's better. Like, not much better, obviously, because a 1 in 12 9/6 only happens, you know, 1 in 12 9/6 times. Like, it was such a low chance of quad skulls. But yeah, you've got to stab the Jaguar Warrior blitzer here, blocker. You've got to blitz. I said trying to say, but yeah, you should have blitz stabbed. It's a big thing you notice actually with people, you know, who don't usually use this build, who are just like, you know, using it compared to people like Seabros who use it a lot. You know, he never misses the stab opportunities, but other people do. So there we go. Yeah, I mean, that was just categorically correct to stab, right? Like, I guess you might misclick. I guess you can argue that you might misclick if you go for the stab and accidentally do an uphill blitz. I've done that before. But realistically, yeah, no risk stab. Yeah, you've got to do no risk stabs like that. Turn 8 and stuff. You could also accidentally yank the power supply from the PC, indeed. Zeros, indeed. Yeah, you can blitz stab, yeah. It's just that you can't move afterwards. So it's you know, you can see, if you watch Super League, you'll see Seabros dodging into cages and stabbing ball carriers quite regularly. Yeah, like vomiting a troll. The thing with the vomit with the troll, though, right? The troll can kill himself, so there is risk with the troll, and then that could like weaken your defense against a timeout or whatever. So there actually is some risk with a vomit, but there is absolutely zero risk with a stab. But generally, I mean, it's very low risk with a troll, but there's still some risk. Well, there you go anyway. Well done, MadJake. As I say, I do think, you know, very nitpicky, very nitpicky, saying that MadJake could have maybe pushed for the turnover in the first half, but maybe because it bit him in the ass in the Nurgle game is you know, maybe that calmed himself, you know, maybe that calmed him down a little bit, and that's why he just went for the safe stop to score. I mean, it certainly was a very safe stop that he made, wasn't it? So, you know, confident that he'd get on the scoring offence, which he did. So fair play. Congrats to MadJake. It qualifies for the group stage. Commiserations for Dialion, who exits the competition. Thanks for watching, everybody. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe, and stay fantastic.